Welcoming you on Weekend Sport and Trust CV. Adeni, Jishafet, kids, they are doing their own thing when it comes to sport. We always want to give you those details to make you at least have a splendid weekend. Right now, we'll be taking you around the world of sport. It's a football weekend across the globe, and we just have to showcase all those matches. This weekend, a big one between Manchester City and Arsenal, and also matches between Lazio, Juventus, Napoli, Atalanta, big matches, Marseille, PSG, not forgetting all the big matches that will be coming up. And also, well, for our teams here in Nigeria, FA Cup, Federations Cup is on for the finals between the men and women teams that will be playing in across Nigeria there. Well, while we're talking about that right now, we'll be looking at so many activities in the world of sport. But during the week, we saw that Eagle actually, they fought their way, but they couldn't win against Mali. Eagle of Mali and Super Eagles of Nigeria met in Morocco, and it ended in favor of Mali. They were able to defeat us 2-0 in that particular friendly. Talking about Super Eagles there, well, Finidi George, as the coach of that particular team, 2 matches right now, they has actually coached them. The first one, we were able to win against Ghana 2-1. And the second one, we lost against Mali, Eagles of Mali 2-0 in those encounters there. Well, just to let you have a review of what happened during the week, the biggest one has to do with Super Eagles. But right now, we saw the latest FIFA ranking. Super Eagles standing 28 in the world, and at least that's a big one. A lot of people were like, well, we lost one, we won one. Where are we going to be standing? And also looking at the fact that the AFCON, we came second. So those, by the time you add those points up, you see that Eagles really, they deserve to be there. Well, a big one for them. The likes of Oyenka, also have a Bassi injury hampering them. Osimhen not even coming for that particular game. And we've seen the issue of coaching that has to do with Super Eagles. A lot of candidates, a lot of coaches applying for that particular job right now. Well, we don't know what NFF, or we don't know who NFF will be picking, but it's still a big one there. A lot of news flying around. This particular coach out there that's actually applying for that particular job. It's a plum job. And we look at all this together alongside Joseph Peter and also Chris Odnopegu that will be joining us. Right now, I'm sure Joseph Peter is there to join us on the show. Good to have you, Joseph.
Good to have you, sir. Happy weekend. And this is a super weekend, not just a super Sunday. We're going to enjoy a blistering roll of football. There's going to be many games that's going to be staying this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to it. And as an Arsenal fan, I'm really pumped up.
I can see you with your Arsenal jersey. You're fired up, really. I just hope that I hope this jersey. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Anyway, big one there. The elephant is still on the tree, as they say. Let's see, maybe the elephant will retain it against Manchester City, like Gary Neville said. That Arsenal needs to beat Manchester City for them to show that yes, they are ready for this season's league. Do you agree with that? Let's start with that first.
I agree with that totally. For me, this is a make or break game that, as per the Premier League for Arsenal, it's the time to come out and do it. We've been questioned if we can do this, if we can get past this stage. This usually used to be the stage where Arsenal Football Club crumbled when it comes to performance in the league, the last 10 games of the season. Now we are back at it again. But the difference right now is that the team that is actually okay to play for Arsenal right now is better, far better than the one of last season and maybe a lot of previous seasons before. Now they have the chance to turn the corner. Are they going to do it? I am not so confident, but I have seen signs that they can actually pull it off. Will they get the win at the Etihad? That's the question. If this game was going to be played at the Emirates Stadium, I would have been very, very confident of a win. But no matter what is happening with Man City, with the loss of their defenders, that game is to be played at Etihad. And you don't just go to Etihad and pick maximum points. So for me, if we get a point in this game, it's a win. Even though it brings back Liverpool into the conversation a lot more, but I'll take that than a loss. And I believe they can do it, considering the little problems they have in the defense. And considering the fact that Man City have not really been superlative this season, they've been conceding goals. So it's down to how many we can stop them from scoring and how many we can score. I'm really confident.
Okay, well, you actually use that as your opener right now. Don't forget, Manchester United is still there to face Arsenal too. So a big task for Arsenal. Anyway, While we're talking about Arsenal, let's come back home. We talked about Super Eagles earlier as a weekend review. Eagles play against Mali and Ghana. We won against Ghana and we lost against Mali. For a very long time, we've not been able to defeat, we've not lost against Mali, but this time around we lost in that friendly. And we saw what one of the players said. That's the captain, the standing captain, Kenneth Omerio, said, well, they don't take their chances. If you had to look or judge Eagles concerning those two games that they played, in Morocco, Ghana, Mali, we won, we lost. Where will you stand?
For me, I'm not worried in any way concerning Eagles. I am not. The reason why I'm not is that football is a taste of bitter and sweet. We won against Ghana, a team we've not defeated for a long time, only to lose against a team we've always won against. That tells you that football is black and white. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a friendly match where you use those particular kinds of games to make corrections, to do your corrections. So for me, this is a learning phase that we are not actually where we think we are, and we can do better in terms of improvement. So that's just how I see it. It doesn't in any way affect the team, or it doesn't. I don't care about whether it brings our ratings up or down. It's all about ratings. It's all about your performance when the tournament comes. And if you look back, considering the Nations Cup, considering our performance before the Nations Cup, you wouldn't have said we were going to make such impact that we ended up making. So for me, this is just another learning phase.
Okay, well, a big one there talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria to review the week for their performance against Mali and also Ghana. Well, still hoping that Chris will be joining us on the show so that we can have all the guests ready for this particular show there. While we're talking about Super Eagles right now, we quickly go on the show, let's look at those facts in the world of sport. We call this segment Did You Know segment. We'll be right back after this timeout. Fantastic figure for you there, the Dino segment, Weekend Sport on Trust TV. We've taken you through those particular facts where you need to know some of those things that you've actually might forgotten in the world of sport. All right, now earlier on we were talking about Super Eagles, and still we'll dwell on it before we cross over to talk about Federation's cover across Nigeria. Super Eagles coaching job. A lot of people applying for that particular position. Joseph Peter. Right now, news filtering says that the likes of Avi Renard, although NFF is looking at him, maybe, and some people are already saying, can we pay him? The issue of payment can be another issue concerning hiring coaches for Nigeria. But as it is right now, we've seen so many indigenous coaches also throwing their own cap into the ring to see if they can be taken for this particular job. Not forgetting the incumbent coach, talking about Finidi Joy is also there. A lot of them right now is becoming more story every day right now. Well, where do you stand concerning this? Indigenous or foreign coach?
The moment the NFF decided to throw this open, I knew it was going to be dramatic. And I kind of fear the outcome because of recent history as to their employment patterns. The thing is, you just cannot be too confident about the Nigerian system, sorry to say. That is why everybody is worried. It's utter nonsense to me that they are saying we cannot pay Aviana. I mean, this is Nigeria we're talking about. So I don't want to, I want to start even talking about that. I am very, very confident that if they actually want to do the right thing, they know what to do. This wouldn't have even gone down to any form of interview. I feel like the fact that they, made the job open for everybody to apply meant that there is going to be some kind of, manipulation. As far as I'm concerned, that's how I see it. Because if not, national teams go after the coaches they want and they just try to sign them. They contact their agents and they make a deal, and the deal is open and everybody knows what's happening, the payments and the payment system, everything, and the whole world just to see. So that's what I expected, but they didn't do that. Now they are throwing the job open for anybody to apply. So for starters, I'm not okay with that. But then this is Nigeria. As far as I'm concerned, if they want Javier Reinhardt, they can pay him. But let them employ a competent coach that would continue the good job that Pesero has done. I don't care if he is local, indigenous or not. I worry a lot about the indigenous coaches because I really do not have anybody in mind that I feel I'm confident with enough to carry the Super Eagles, to steer the Super Eagles to glory. But at the end, it's not in my hands. So we'll just watch and see what happens.
Okay, well, let's see what happens concerning this particular issue that is already generating a lot of dust right now. Super Eagles coaching job is a big one. At least that's the biggest position when it comes to coaching in Nigeria right now. Well, we wait to see what NFL will be coming out with after receiving so many applications from different coaches across the globe. Those abroad, those in Nigeria, all of them throwing their cap into this ring for this particular plum job right now. Well, away from that, we move away from a Super Eagles story. Let's talk about the Federation's Cup. Federation's Cup is coming up this weekend across Nigeria. Both male and female, the women and men are battle ready to see who wins. And we've seen states like Lagos and Ogun State where NNL teams is lodging there. Well, we are here to go to CAF Confederation anyway. We're talking about Federation's Cup, where we talk about those matches that they have been, we've been able to pick there. Well, for Federation's Cup, we'll be shortened to Fed Cup as they call it. We have teams from Ogun, Lagos, NNL teams. They were able to do well, winning their games against the MPFL team, the likes of Ikorodu United. They've been able to at least do it. Inter Lagos, the slugging Sporting Lagos. We've seen Remo Stars defeated by Beyond Limit across Nigeria. For this weekend, it's a Federation's Cup, the one they call FA Cup, the oldest competition in Nigeria. Right now, Joseph Peter, it's a big one for this weekend in the Federation's Cup. Okay, Peter seems not to be there. Well, we're talking about the Federation's Cup right now. A lot of matches coming up in different parts of the country. Kaduna, Kano, all that is State, FCT, all of them will be playing in the Federation's Cup final for both men and women. And those Fed Cup matches are actually battle ready. All the teams rather are battle ready to see how they can play for this particular cup this weekend, because the NFF says it must end between today and tomorrow. So all the states are ready to play the Federation's Cup final. Right now, we are just giving you updates concerning that. So many teams are about ready. Saturday and Sunday, it will be concluded, and we know the winners. They'll be fighting, all the teams fighting for the men and also the women across Nigeria for the Federation's Cup. Well, while we talk about Federation's Cup right now, we go to CAF Confederation, where Nigerian representative, the sole representative of Nigeria there, that's Rivers United. They are right now hosting, they'll be hosting USM August. Let's look at that particular fixtures for this weekend in the CAF Confederation knockout stage. Fixtures that will be coming up. Rivers United will be playing against USM Oga of Algeria. That will be coming up in Uyo. Stade Malian against Dream FC. Abu Salim hosts RS Bakane of Morocco. Future FC against El Zamalek of Egypt. Those are the fixtures for this weekend. Right now, talking about the fixtures for this weekend. Rivers United. Well, that's the only team, we call them the sole representative for Nigeria right now in this competition. They've been able to make it to the knockout stage, and they will be facing a tough team, USM Olga of Algeria. Can they do it? Can they win against USM? Anything can happen. That's football. But we believe that they can do it. After all, they were able to get to this particular position right now against all odds, and Nigerians are hoping, waiting that they will do us proud there. Well, Rivers United there, for the fact that they're able to make it to this knockout stage, we believe in them that they will win this game. USM Olga complained to CAF concerning issues of fasting and also some injuries. But right now, let's see what CAF will be doing concerning that particular situation where USM Olga actually filed a petition to them that has to do with their players' health and all that. Well, a big one for Rivers United this weekend, on Sunday precisely, and we believe that they will be able to do us proud in that particular encounter. Well, Chris Onopwegu and Joseph Peters, a big one there for Rivers United and USM Olga. Okay, well, we're still waiting for the two of them to come back and join us. While we're waiting for them, let's run through CAF Champions League. Champions will also be coming up this weekend. This time around, it's going to be quarter-final fixtures between TP Mazembe of Congo versus Petro Atletico of Angola. Young Africans of Tanzania, the Hope and Melody Sundowns of South Africa. A big match there. And you have Experience of Tunisia, I think, against ASEC Mimosa of Cote d'Ivoire. Those are the 6 teams now playing the quarterfinals so far. Let's look at it. Mazembe, big one, the team that has been doing so well in this competition against an Angola team who plays in Luanda. Petro Atletico, they face them. Young Africans of Tanzania also show you why they are young. They face experienced Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa. ASEC Mimosas of Cote d'Ivoire facing Experience of Tunisia. Who wins this particular battle is a big one for the big boys because it is the highest level of CAF competition. And Experience of against ASEC Mimosa, a big one in that particular match there between the 2 teams now. Well, Joseph Peter, you're back, and let's talk about these games. Let's start with Rivers, our own first. Rivers United, it takes on USM Olga of Algeria in Uyo. Big match coming up there.
Really a tough one. A tough game for Rivers United. They have to keep their head up and make sure that they get the result. Because these Northern Africans, they don't joke at their home. So I really hope that they keep their cool and they score a lot of goals. Very, very important. They stand a chance. They are playing at home in New York. They are playing the first leg against this USM Algeria. So it's really, really necessary for them to get their results and get themselves going to stand a chance and participate in the next round of this competition. Very, very important. They must not concede a goal in this game, and they must make sure that they score at least 3 goals upward, because you know how it is. We all know how it is always with all these Northern African club sides. They are very, very good when it comes to games at their home, and they always get their results. Now, I'm not saying Rivers United cannot do it at that away when the time comes, but we know how difficult it is. We know how much it took him, but actually conclude that to carry out that feat. So I don't think the Rivers United team has that in them, but I am not going to count them out. If they are able to win emphatically at their home, then they stand it out.
Okay, well, a big match for Rivers United there right now. Let's see what they'll be doing, that being the teams representing Nigeria. Well, Chris, Onufegu, good to have you on the show. Okay, Chris seems not to be able to hear us, but if you can't hear us right now, we're hoping that you can join us.
I'm hearing you.
Okay, go ahead. We're talking about Rivers United taking on USM Olga of Algeria in a big match this weekend in the CAF Confederation. Where do you stand? Do you see Rivers winning this game?
Yes, from what we saw at the last AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire, it shows that the North Africans are actually not too good. They are not in their form as we speak. If what we saw at the AFCON is anything to go by. So this is an opportunity for Rivers United to actually pass through this stage. But my fear for Nigerian team is that whenever they go for an away match, they always have this fear mentality. And that is what is always affecting us. Because of the way they play in the league, they believe in winning at home. Then when they go away, they go with the mentality that they cannot win. If they can remove that mentality from there, I believe they can scale through.
Okay, well, hopefully they can scale through. Rivers United needs to change their mentality, according to Chris Onekuku that is joining us there. All right, now we also talk about Champions League. CAF Champions League coming up this weekend. Hopefully we support Rivers United. All they need to do is to make sure they are toughened enough concerning that game against USM Olga. Join us there, Chris Onekuku. Good to have you on the show. Right now, we also have Joseph Peter. But quickly, we'll be moving away to just give you a glimpse of what's happening concerning Formula One. Formula One top 10 rankings after 3 races that was raced in that's Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and also Australia. Let's look at that Formula One top 10. Max Verstappen topping there for Red Bull with 51 points. We have Charles Leclerc there for Ferrari with 47 points. Sergio Perez, Carlos Sainz Jr. With 40 points, standing fourth on the log. Oscar Piastri actually he races for McLaren with 28 points. You have Lando Norris, George Russell, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, and Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton with just 8 points, standing 10th on the log, racing for Mercedes. It's a very, very tough one for Lewis Hamilton right now because he has been complaining concerning their car and it's not going too well. Well, he will be moving away from that team after this season ends, and let's see how it goes there. For Max, he's still the king of that particular sport called Formula One. Taking that and not taking chances at all, dominating 2 wins after 3 races so far this season. He has won 2 and now one actually taken by Carlos Sainz there. Just to give you a glimpse of that particular Formula One top 10 ranking after 3 races in that particular sport. We scroll down back to football, and this time around we look at tough matches for this weekend. Tough matches, a lot of matches coming up this weekend, but we have to look at those tough matches. Marseille will take on PSG, not forgetting Lazio. They will be facing Juventus. Napoli, Atalanta, we have 2 Nigerians there, Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen. Manchester City, Arsenal, Bayern Munich against Borussia Dortmund. Those are the big matches for this weekend, and we'll be looking at that, all these matches, but our focus will be on Manchester City and Arsenal. While we'll also be, let's quickly talk with Chris and Joseph. Chris, let's start with you. Manchester City, Arsenal, that's our focus. A big match coming up this weekend, precisely on Sunday. I see you smiling there. So, Chris, where would you start? Are you with the Citizens or the Gunners?
Well, I know Arsenal fans will not like this. I remember by this time last season, Arsenal was leading with 8 points. They were leading Man City with 8 points. And what happened at the end of the season? Man City won the trophy. I don't want to believe the same thing is going to happen this season because all the top 4 teams are actually struggling this season. There's no best team this season. I was joking with somebody at the beginning of the season. I said the winner of the league will happen at the end of the season, and that is what is happening right now as we speak now. The goal difference between Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool is just 1 point difference. So, but for today's match, I want to believe that Arsenal, they are going to lift their game. You know, this game reminds me of one particular dog. One big dog always harass the small dog, and every time the small big dog will harass him. One day, the small dog kept on coming and coming, and when the big dog saw the small dog, he ran away. So I'm seeing the same thing today. Arsenal might end up defeating Man City, but I don't see them. I'm sorry for Arsenal fans. I don't see them lifting the trophy, but I see them defeating Man City. The best result Man City will get in this match is a draw.
Why you actually said that? Let the Arsenal fan answer you instantly. Joe Peters, you take your turn.
Well, I'm happy he said we will win the game or at least get a draw, which I believe. I don't think we're going to lose at the Etihad today. But as far whether we win the league, I think I can tell him that whoever wins this game actually stands the chance of winning the league 85%. I know Liverpool is there, and I know that they are doing really, really well, but I really think Arsenal has turned the corner. Everybody is going to cite last season, but everybody tends to forget where we were 3 seasons back. We were improving as a team. Arsenal was not a top 4 team initially. We became a top 4 team. Now we almost won the league last season. So I feel like logically, you guys should expect us to do better. We should expect Arsenal Football Club to do better since they have been improving for the past 4 years since Arteta joined. Arsenal have not defeated Man City for a while. Arsenal defeated Man City twice already this season. Now, this game is going to be very, very difficult. I do not deny that. Man City have a bit of a problem in their defense. They have always had problems, even with Kyle Walker playing. But right now, they don't even have Kyle Walker anymore. But that does not in any way reduce the fact that this is Man City and this is the Etihad. Now the battle is going to be in the midfield. If you speak of the attack, I think Man City will take that. If you speak of the defense, Arsenal will take that. But the midfield, can Declan Rice stop De Bruyne? I think it all depends on that. I am not so confident of getting the 3 maximum points, but I know that we will not lose against Manchester City today, except if football gods is not on our favor.
Okay.
Actually, the reason why I said Arsenal is going to defeat Man City today is because of the injury problems Man City has. As at the last time I checked, they had about 5 key players, including the goalkeeper. That's why I'm giving it to Arsenal. It's not as if Arsenal they are actually far. They are better than Man City. Man City anytime, any day, because of the way they play their football, they will always dominate. And you know what it means in football when you dominate, and that is what is also going for Arsenal when they play any team apart from Man City. They've not actually gotten it right with Man City, but I believe from the injury problem they have to as at hand, I want to believe Arsenal can actually win today's match or get a draw.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least I need to remind you of the fact that we defeated Man City during the Community Shield with all the players intact. We defeated Man City with all the defenders intact at the Emirates Stadium. So I don't think it's completely down to who is available and who is not available. Kyle Walker may not be available. I am not denying the fact that that kind of reduces the prestige of their defense. But the breakdown was the injury to Saliba. Now Saliba is available. The defense is doing good. We are scoring more goals and conceding less. So it's all going to be down to the midfield. And if we get to stop the attack of Man City, then I assure you that I'm going into this game with every confidence that Arsenal is going to get 1 or 2 goals. Now it all depends on how much
you don't play football with players that you have. Sometimes mentality. Sometimes you don't play. If you watch AFCON final, Super Eagles and Cote d'Ivoire, they cannot match us player for player, including the goalkeepers. But what happened? Mentality. They changed their mentality when their fans were rooting for them. There was nobody for the Super Eagles. That was what happened. So sometimes it's not by the quality of player, it's your mentality. And that is what is actually affecting Arsenal. If only they can have somebody that can have a little push for Arsenal, I bet you they will win the Champions League, not only the EPL. They have to change their mentality. A little push.
That is exactly why I have confidence. Because if you speak about mentality, before we will not win those games we won in the Community Shield, at the Emirates Stadium, beating Liverpool at the Emirates Stadium, those kind of games, the game against Porto at the Emirates Stadium, that tells you that there's a shift in place when it comes to mentality of Arsenal. We are better than we used to be. Everybody, before those games, everybody wrote us out. This is Arsenal, they will crumble. It is City, it is Liverpool, it's against Porto, Arsenal this, Arsenal against Lisbon. This. A lot of things were said like that. But this particular set of players of Arsenal Football Club kept on proving everybody wrong, proving themselves right. They have turned the corner. If you speak about mentality, I'm sure you'd agree with me that there are a lot of games Arsenal, the typical vintage Arsenal will not have won. So far, there are like 4 or 5 of these games that I can mention. So that tells you that there's a shift in mentality. Why do you think we are buying winners like Declan Rice? That's why we have players like Declan Rice. They've seen it, they've done it, they've gone through it. All right. So I do not think when it comes to mentality, we are that minimal like we used to be. I'm sure that the club they have turned a particular corner and they will show it to you and they will prove it not just today. If they get a result, even a draw, then they stand a chance to win this league, and that's my opinion anyway. But I'm not going to.
Well, at least I'll give both of you the chance to attack each other. I love the way you both of you were throwing at each other right now. Even though you are not a Man City fan, you were able to stand in for Man City. That's Chris. And the Arsenal man, Joseph, actually Man City versus Arsenal, a big one this weekend.
I'm actually not standing for Man City. I'm just saying, I actually ended by saying Arsenal will win today's match. I'm actually not standing for Man City. I just said what I noticed with Arsenal is if only they can change mentality. I remember there was a time Cameroon, they are always beating Super Eagles. There was one particular match, 2002, if I'm not mistaken. Okocha said, today we must die here. He was doing it sound like this, today Cameroon must beat you. And that was what happened. The same thing with other matches. Once you have that mentality, you can confront anything. You can confront anything. David confronted Goliath because of his mentality, not because he has that strength. So mentality matters in football. And I want to urge Nigerian coaches also to have the right mentality whenever they are going for any match.
Okay, Chris and Job talking there concerning this game. Now, let's open it for Nigerians. It's time for them to also call in those who support Arsenal. Do they have the mentality against Manchester City, star-studded team? according to Chris. But, well, one way or the other, Chris is stylishly supporting Arsenal too. But right now, let's open the phone line for you to talk there. Manchester City versus Arsenal. You call the number on the screen. Please, when you are calling, remember to stay away from your TV set. Tell us where you're calling from and your name. Then make your point straight. We know you want to hear yourself, but please stay away from your TV set. But the phone line is there. It's open now. Call us. Let's have your view concerning this particular game. Why Chris and Joseph will have the chit-chat concerning this particular game. Let's go back to them. While you're waiting for your call, Joseph, like you were mentioning, you said if it's about forward, you give it to Manchester City. If it's about defense, you give it to Arsenal. If it's about midfield, where are you standing? The midfield is given to who? Which of the team? Joseph.
I'll be unrealistic if I say the pairing of Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, and Rodri does not look better than that of Declan Rice, Odegaard, and whoever is paired with them.
Okay.
In the real sense, I knew that
Joseph,
on paper,
sorry to cut you. We have a caller who also wants to make his point there. Good to have you on the show. Weekend Sport.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Usman. I'm calling from Toro.
Usman from Jos, right?
Toro in Bauchi State.
Okay, Toro in Bauchi State. Good to have you on Weekend Sport. Let's have your view concerning Man City Arsenal.
Well, to me, my view is that I think I will be rooting for Arsenal. Because I believe Arsenal have the capacity or the capability to take the match to Abuna, going by to Man City, going by the previous performances I've seen of Arsenal. And I think it's high time that Arsenal should be able to kind of perform better than they were. And at the same time, Man City, they only have the players. But I think the other person was talking about mentality, and I think the right time to show the mentality of Arsenal is this present match. Because I believe playing away. And at the same time, the nature of players and their league performance this season is showing that a positive sign. Although all the bigger teams are struggling presently as it is. But I think Arsenal, I'm rooting for Arsenal, just as the other speakers from Abuja, I think, suggested. So Arsenal is going to beat Man City, not even a draw.
Okay, so Usman, as we are rooting for Arsenal, are you a Gunners fan?
No, I'm not. I'm a Real Madrid fan.
Oh, Hala Madrid.
Yeah, I'm from the Spanish La Liga.
Okay. Why you are from Spanish?
What I've been seeing, what I've seen, sometimes not just having the biggest team and the biggest players. Sometimes it's about heart and the motivation. Arsenal are highly motivated. For me, what I see. You understand?
Yes.
Arsenal are highly motivated, and they have players that are struggling to survive. You understand? Their players are more or less more motivated to me.
Okay, Usman from Toro, Bauchi State. On a lighter note, I love the way you infuse out. I love the way you infuse outside there when you said Abonna. Good one.
Yes. You know, sometimes the words have a way of keeping your mind.
Exactly.
So you feeling it.
Thank you so much for joining us.
To make the conversation much sweeter. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Usman from Toro Bauchi State there, making his point that he believes the Gunners will actually carry the day in that particular game. Big one coming up at the Citizens Home there, Etihad Stadium. We've been talking with Joseph and Chris. From the way it is, it seems a lot of people are looking at the current status of both teams. If you can see, join us on the show, call us. Stay away from your TV set and mention your name and where you're calling from. Let's have your view concerning this particular big game coming up this weekend. Right now, although you see if Joseph and Chris will still go on holiday. Okay, we have another caller there. Good to have you on the show.
Hello.
Hello, good to have you. Yes, welcome on Weekend Sport.
Yeah, this is Gisela.
Gisela from where?
Kaduna.
From?
Gisela speaking from Kaduna.
Okay, how is Kaduna, Kisirat?
Kaduna.
Okay, go ahead. We can hear you. Go on.
Okay, I am an Arsenal fan. I'm an Arsenal fan.
Okay, go ahead. Arsenal fan. Ghana for life, right?
Yes, Ghana for life. Up 0-2.
Okay, let's have your view quickly.
My prediction for this match is 3-1.
Wow. In favor of Arsenal or Manchester City?
As Arsenal fan concerned, I would definitely support my Arsenal. You said, you know.
Okay. Okay, Kisera from Kaduna, we appreciate you for calling in. 3-1. Okay, we see.
Yes,
Maybe I hope.
Be a big one.
I hope that 3-1 is not going to swap to Manchester City side. Anyway, just to make it a lighter one, there, big one. Thank you so much for joining us.
I love you. Lovely day.
Okay. Thank you, Kisera from Kaduna there. Well, Joe, you can hear that. A lot of people are rooting for your club, but Chris said something. He said he's seen Arsenal winning, but Man City will win the trophy. Do you agree with that? That's a big one. It's like
I totally disagree. I totally disagree. That's why I said this match is a decider of who wins the league. For me, I know Liverpool is in contention too, but as far as I'm concerned, whoever wins this match has 85% of possibility of winning the title. If Arsenal get to beat Man City at home, you can imagine the motivation. They will kill any team that comes before them. I know there's Manchester United, whom they are always playing better but losing against. But then, if Arsenal really gets to win this game, it's going to be massive. But the other caller is very, very confident, more confident than I am. Anyway, I do not think we can beat Man City 3-1. If we are going to win in Etihad, it's going to be very, very slim, or at least tight. Maybe a 3-2 or 4-3 kind of game. But it's going to be an exciting game of football, and I'm sure that an Arsenal fan or not, a Man City fan or not, we all are going to enjoy that particular game because it's going to be a game of attack and attack and attack. We just need to be sure that while we're attacking, we don't leave ourselves open for them to get their goal. But I'm sure of scoring goals at the Etihad today.
Okay, well, you are so sure of that. Let's go back to Chris. Although Nigerians can still call in anywhere you are. That's a number on the screen there. When you are calling, please stay away from your TV. Okay, we have a caller. You have to wait, Chris. Let's have this so that they can make their views known. Good to have you on the show.
My name is Yusuf Lam. I'm calling from Taraba State.
Okay, how is Taraba?
Taraba is very nice.
Okay, it seems you're on your way to where? You're on the road or where?
So I am Arsenal fan, but my prediction on this match, I think it's going to be draw 1-1.
1-1. Wow, are you scared or what? Why are you saying 1-1?
I am not scared, but playing at Etihad is something difficult to come out with.
Okay. Okay, your name again, please.
You say?
Your name again.
My name is Yusuf Lamuyaji.
Okay, Yusuf Lamuyaji from Taraba State. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Taraba.
Thank you, Yusuf. Well, Yusuf says 1-1 or draw there. He sees 1-1. He seems to be scared that Etihad is not a place you go to and get 3 goals. Well, trying to cut down that particular caller that says 3-1. And also for Joseph, you said maybe 4-3 or 3-2, but this man says 1-1. But let's go to Chris now. Chris, all this mentioning of goals they will be scoring. What will be your own goals that will be scored? Let's have Chris here.
Before then, I want to remind my brother that Brighton, they are still in the league. And which other team? West Ham, they are still in the league. So if they are thinking of winning the trophy, you should remember that those ones are waiting for them. Because I remember what they did to them last season. It was not the big team that stopped Arsenal. They were the smaller team. So watch out. They are still alive for you to be thinking of winning. Well, I like the way you talk. As a fan, of course, you will always support your team. And I'm actually rooting for Arsenal today, not because of anything, but because of the festive mood. I want them to be in a good mood because I know they have more fans in Nigeria more than any other place. So I want them to be happy. But if you look at it very well, and the reason why some of us are always afraid of Arsenal winning is because they're not going to allow us hear what. they will boast and boast and boast that they can win everything. But frankly speaking, I think Arsenal, I think they have what it takes to win today's match, because it's like Arteta is beginning to understand the way Guardiola is playing. But the good thing with Man City is that no matter the player they use, they will always play good football. And it's not only Man City that is also a threat. Liverpool too. Club wants to give Liverpool a parting gift, and he wants to win the EPL. So don't underrate Liverpool. So the league is very open. The three teams, any of them can win it. That's what I want to let him know. But I want to believe that Arsenal have tougher matches more than any of those two teams. They have tougher matches. So I don't know how they are going to lift it. If you check the remaining fixtures, Arsenal have more tougher matches to play.
Okay, what's going to be your score line right now if you're looking at Arsenal, Manchester City?
Yes, it's going to be a slim win. It's going to be a slim win. It's not as if they are going to wall up. They can't wall up Man City. Man City has not gotten to that level where anybody will wall up them. It's going to be a slim win. You saw when they played Chelsea. Chelsea were leading about 4-1 or 3-1. But they came back, the match ended 4-4. So Man City, they are a very good side when it comes to fighting back. So if Arsenal is going to win today, it's going to be a very slim win, maybe 1-0 or 2-1 from a mistake. They will just win the match. That's what I'm seeing. So maybe 2-1 or 1-0 or a draw.
Well, from the way it is right now, 2-1 or 1-0 or 1-0 draw coming from both guests right now, a big one. But Joseph, he has actually answered you there. Well, our time is almost up, but you said it's going to be 4-3 or 3-2. So much goals that you are looking at there, Joseph.
Yeah, actually, the 4-3 or 3-2 is not my prediction. It's just me trying to, correct the other Arsenal fans who called and said we're going to beat Man City 3-1 at the Etihad. I said the only way we can beat Man City at the Etihad is maybe by a slim win, a 1-0 or a 3-2 or a 2-1. But as far as I'm concerned, this game is going to be played. And it's going to be intense, is what I meant to say. And then my boss here mentioned how Liverpool is still in contention. Yes, I did not write them out in any way. Klopp wants to win a title. And if you look at the fixtures remaining, maybe you would think we have the tougher one, but I do not think our fixtures is as tough as that of Man City. If you factor in the Champions League into the whole picture. However, I think we will not lose. I'm not going to give a finite scoreline, but I know that we will not lose, and I also know that we will get a goal at the end. I think I'll leave it at that.
Okay, at least leaving at that. Let's see who stays top here between you and Chris. I want to thank you for at least joining us on the show. Chris Onofegu, sports journalist, thank you so much.
Thank you. Always good to be back. I would have loved to be in the studio. That your beautiful studio. I hope nothing has happened. I hope they've not tampered with those beautiful things I saw in the studio.
Okay.
Kudos to your management.
Okay, thank you so much, Chris Onofegu, there joining us via Zoom. We appreciate you. And Joseph Peter from Lagos, thank you too for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we are done with the two of them. The guests we had today, Chris Onofegu joining us from Abuja via Zoom, and also Joseph Peter. Both of them making points for what they feel about that match between Arsenal and Manchester City. And for the callers, Yahaya calling in, not forgetting Yusuf, all of them making points from Taraba to Kaduna. Also trying to see how they can make their point concerning this particular game. A big one there. Well, Manchester City, Arsenal, that match is, some people are calling it a decider. Why? Some are saying Manchester United are still there. They are waiting to see what happens between City and Arsenal. Well, we've looked at all these matches for this weekend. Matches are very tough. For Napoli and Atalanta, Osimhen and Ademola Lookman will be facing themselves. Lazio, Juventus, Marseille, PSG, Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich. All these are top matches for this weekend that will be coming up. And we just highlighted those ones that will be coming up there. For those who actually join us, thank you so much. And for Chris and Joseph, we appreciate you. Well, for all those Nigerians out there who are into sport, one way or the other, we want to tell you that Don't give up. Continue to do it. You never can tell when you're going to get that particular gold or trophy. From me to you, from Trust TV, Adeni Ajishafe, I say have a splendid weekend and thanks for watching.
Look set to begin. It's Ali El Salamoni in the red, the man from Cairo, Egypt. The nation that is leading the table in almost all sporting disciplines and overall way ahead of everybody on the medal table. Egypt. Here they are assured of at least a bronze in Ali El Salamoni, but can he surprise the Africa qualified heavyweight for the Olympic Games from Nigeria, Olaika Olaro here in semi-final one of men's heavyweight division. Both boxers sizing each other up, waiting to deliver that one killer punch, notable with heavyweight boxing. It's on the offensive there. The Nigerians is still in tricky situation here because both boxers taking their time before swinging to attack mode. The Nigerian in the blue against the Egyptian in the swiftly as we see often in this competition, how this looks